exercise today is a reverse lunge with a Sandbell pass. So you're going to pass this heavy Sandbell underneath your front leg as you lunge. So I'm going to step back with my right leg. I'm going to pulse 3 times in this lunge, and as I pulse, I'm going to pass this sandbag around my front leg, and then I'm going to stand. And then left leg goes back, and I pass the Sandbell around the right leg. So 3, 2, 1. So I want you to keep your core tight, and I want you to keep a lot of weight in the front heel. And then to modify this, you could step back into a regular lunge, because we're mostly working the legs in this exercise. So that would be your modification. All right, the big move, burpee. We're going to use the Sandbell. That's optional. You could use a pillow instead, because I'm going to place my hands on the Sandbell for a burpee. So hands down, crouch down, jump back into plank. Core needs to be nice and tight. Jump back in, and then I'm going to hop switch to the other side, drop down for another burpee. Come up, hop switch to the other side. Okay, so that's the big move where you're going to get your heart rate up. So modify, crouch down, step back into plank, step back in, stand. You don't have to worry about jumping over. You can do that if you want. Crouch down, step back, step in, stand. If that's still too hard, you're going to need your hands a little higher. So maybe put a bench there or a chair, and then do the walk back, the step back burpee. Let's set that aside and grab a heavy set of dumbbells for single arm overhead shoulder press. So I'm going to hold here, palms forward, and I'm going to exhale and press one arm. So I'm just going to alternate arms. So the arm that's not pressing is still working. There's a hold. Modification for this would be to use lighter dumbbells. Exhale as you press. Don't lower that weight lower than the ear, so you're keeping it nice and high. The next exercise is a plank, and we're going to do knee taps. We're going to tap our knees to the floor while we hold plank position. So we start here, core is tight. Long line from the top of the head all the way to my heels, shoulders over hands. I'm going to drop my knees to the floor and pop them right back up. Bend the knees, pop them up. One knee at a time is a little bit easier, so you can play around with one leg at a time. Modification would be hold plank or hold plank on knees. So that's your modification. We have one more exercise. We're going to do a deadlift with a row. We're going to use dumbbells for that. So for the deadlift, I want you to keep your knees slightly bent. Your back is nice and straight. You're going to hinge forward at the hips and lower that weight just below your knees. And then you're going to exhale and row the weights to your rib cage and reverse that move all the way back to the start. So you need to keep your spine nice and long and strong, knees slightly bent. Hinge forward, exhale on the row. Keep your back lifted. Do not curl your back forward. Keep this lifted. Keep your neck in line with your spine. So, full body move right here. So, modification on that, use lighter dumbbells. That would be a good place to start. We're ready to do the real-time workout.